Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. There we go. Good afternoon, folks. Sorry about a little audio trouble there. Had to convert back from our football design to our basketball design. So welcome again here, folks, to another afternoon in sports season of Port Allegany basketball. What you're seeing before you is the Otto-Eldred JV versus the Port Allegany JV. And I was sitting here starting to go through my presentation stuff, and of course, audio wasn't working. Way to test the setup there. I'm Dan Funk. I'm one of the voice of the stream team here. And on the court right now, for Port Allegany, we have Derek Smith, Austin Hamilton, Austin Yeager, and Jacob Kauser, and Isaac Amel. And for Otto-Eldred, I do apologize if I mix up some of these names. It's Obenrader, Shedfield. Oh, Obenrader just was subbed out. And Denning comes in. McGee, Caldwell, and Van Scooter. And Shenfield brings the ball up, guarded by Amel. Calling out a play, hands it off over to McGee. McGee swings it over to Denning. Denning swings it also to Van Scooter. Van Scooter drives to the paint, takes a jumper from the foul line, misses, rebounded by Otto-Eldred, but gets tied up with Yeager for a jump ball. That will stay Otto-Eldred's ball. Ball inbounded over to McGee. McGee dishes off to Denning. Denning drives, but is called for a travel just before laying it up. And Obenrider is subbed back in for Denning. Currently, Port Allegany does have 3 team fouls up against them. Hamilton swings it over to Smith. Looking for a play to happen, sees a screen, goes the opposite direction. Gets shut down, gets it over to Amel, back over to Hamilton. Hamilton drives baseline, takes it up, and misses that one. Rebounded by Otto-Eldred. Now Shenfield brings it up, looking for a fast break play. Drives, dishes, over to McGee. Hamilton intercepts that, fast break, lays it up for 2. Makes it 6-0. Otto-Eldred looking to break the full court press break. That ball is turned over by Van Scooter. Smith gets it over to Kauser. Kauser sees Hamilton down low, but that pass is broken up by Obenrader. Hamilton backs it out, looks to make a call, set up a play. Gets it over to Smith. Pick and roll. Smith throws it just a little bit too far outside the reach of Kauser and turns the ball over. Gators coming out into a full court man press. Otto-Eldred is able to get it in to McGee. Hamilton tracks him down, but McGee's stopped short at the foul line. Tried to pass it down low to Caldwell, but that is intercepted by Kauser. And Yeager comes down, gets it over to Hamilton. Hamilton saw a window for Kauser, and that just glanced off his hand. Those small window opportunities tend to just appear. Smith was able to deflect that. I know it's a little difficult to probably see from our point of view. Shenfield brings it up on the left-hand side. McGee drives, gets shut down, and is fouled. And he will be going to the line for 2. That was Yeager. So immediately following this, folks, make sure to stay tuned, because we will have the varsity team playing immediately following. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. It is free to do, and you will be able to see all the games that, and be alerted to all the games that we're going to be broadcasting. As the stream team is going to be attempting to bring every single game we can possible, including wrestling matches also. So if you have an athlete there, that's great. As we come back to action, Sheffield, McGee missed his shot, but fast break came down, and Funk had come in during the shooting while I was talking there, subbed out. McGee over to Osborne, and Shenfield drives the baseline and is called for a foul on Amel for blocking. That's his second. And Kaiser comes back in. Shenfield looking to throw the ball in. Funk intercepts it, and he's off and running on the fast break. Sees Hamilton, and Hamilton lays it up for two. And Sheffield comes up with Funk on him. Handing off to McGee, over to Denning. And Denning drives Shenfield drives baseline, but is blocked by Funk. And then Shenfield gets a foul called on him. Hamilton brings up the ball, looking to make a play happen, swing it over to Yeager. Hamilton over to Smith. Various cuts going on. Yeager down low, kicks it back up to Smith. Smith looking for help, sees Funk. Funk makes a move, pick and roll option, and Kaiser is there to lay it up for two also. Shenfield gets it back over to Omri, back to Shenfield, looking to make a play happen. Shut down by Funk. Dishes out to Denning for kick it out. Back to McGee. Kaiser with a steal, gets able to throw it back over to Hamilton. Good work, hustle on that. Hamilton looking for a play. Looks like to be a one-shot play as the clock is running down here on the quarter. There's Hamilton making a dish. Austin turns it over. Yeager trying to shut him down. And Shenfield's last-ditch effort throw, no good. At the end of the first quarter, it is 10-0, and we will be right back as you can see, the Port Allegany cheerleaders entertaining the fans. Alrighty, folks, as we come out of the timeout, or not timeout, there we go. I need to get back into my basketball lingo. As we're coming out into the second quarter, Port Allegany's ball. Hamilton gets into Smith. Doesn't appear to be any line changes in the intermission. Funk drives, sees Yeager. Yeager can't get a hold on it. And it goes off of Otto-Eldred. And as Port Allegany's calling out the play, Causer gets the ball but is blocked. Ball goes back out of bounds. They give it back into Causer. Causer dishes back down to Yeager, but Yeager not able to hold on to it. And Denning brings the ball up. Dishes it over to Shenfield. Shenfield open right for three, but that is short off the front of the rim. Smith gets the rebound. Brings it up. Looking for a play. Funk with the three. Just off. Loose ball, but Otto-Eldred is able to come up with it by Ottenreiter. Ottenreiter comes down, gets it over to Shenfield, swings it around. And McGee is able, takes a shot off, but that goes way long as he was heavily congested. Causer with a spin move on that post from Hamilton, and that is good for two. Shenfield comes down looking for a play. McGee fakes him out with Denning driving baseline. Shenfield with a three from the corner, which is good. Making it 12-3, Port Allegany. Hamilton bringing it up. Gets it over to Yeager. Gets a screen from Causer, pick and roll. Causer goes up and gets fouled. He'll be on the line for two. That is the team's, that was on, I do believe, number 14. That is on Shenfield. That is his second, team second. Port Allegany has 5 fouls. And it looks to be a decent little line change for Port Allegany's coming in. Causer's first shot up is no good. And Hamilton, Smith, and Funk go out. And Capel, Luck, and Amel come in. Causer second. No good off the back of the rim. Luck's there to rebound it. But that was then intercepted by McGee. Handed over to Shenfield. Shenfield, McGee, back to Shenfield, obviously. A little pick and roll action. Looking for a movement. Otto-Eldred are only seeing the outside line. They're not having any luck with the penetration. Shenfield looking for more isolation, but he gets that. But Ottenreiter shoots a three, misses that. Nice little attempt on bouncing it off a player, but Causer was able to catch it. And we've got an offensive foul on I think that was Causer. And in for the Gators is Kistler and Schott. So McGee brings the ball down over to Shenfield. Shenfield sees a lane opportunity, drives, and goes in for two. Capel brings the ball up. Gets over to Luck. Gets it down to Schott in the post. Schott goes up and gets fouled. He's going to be going to the line for two. And no, folks, for those of you listening, Schott is not spelled the same way as the normal shot. I always find it funny. But Schott's first attempt is good. And Caldwell comes in for Otto-Eldred. Shot second attempt is also good. Making it 14-5 in favor of the Gators. McGee brings it up as they're looking for a motion rotation. Van Scooter's attempt is off the mark, rebounded by Amel. Amel brought it up, hoping to see some activity. Capel's trying to feed shot down low, but is deflected by Otto-Eldred and goes out of bounds. Amel gets the ball in the corner, makes a move, but is being shut down. Gets the ball stripped by McGee and turns the ball over. Shenfield calling out for a screen, gets it, gets around it, but layup is a little long, and the rebound could not be held onto by Capel and goes out of bounds. And it stays Otto-Eldred's ball. Kistler's out on him, onto Van Scooter. Obenreiter tries to drive and tries to dish, but unfortunately he's not able to hold on to it. And as shot lost the handle, was trying to make a move. Coaches made the Port Allegany coach made a fantastic decision of actually calling timeout to, save possession of it. Now, I would like to give a little shout out to my camera operator, Kaylee Bartlett, who's been kind enough to sub in. As most of the stream team is actually out doing other real life things on a weekend. Oh. Well, from this moment on, Kaylee, yeah, you'll be stream team from now on. We can get you in here. All right, as action resumes, Capel over to Amel. Amel swings it over to Shot, then swings to Capel. Capel trying to look down low, but is blocked by Obenreiter. As we're trying to make some motion happening, there's some standing. You got to move the ball a little bit. And Shot was not paying enough attention. He kept his head up a little too far, not paying attention to his defender was. Got picked, but then got stolen again from McGee, by McGee, and turned over. As the Gators try to make a drive, and Luck drives in for two. He's able to get past Van Scooter for a nice little layup, making it 16-5, Port Allegany. McGee's called out of play, gets a double screen for Shenfield, but Shenfield misses his three, gets it over, and Capel tries to convert it over and to Amel, but that's deflected out. Shot was able to find it, but was then pushed by Shenfield in a loose ball foul. And for the Gators, coming in is Babcock. With 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Luck has the ball looking for a screen. Gets it, but didn't develop the way he wanted it. Has to swing it around to Shot. Alex is calling out a play. Ball is deflected. And Yeager comes in for Luck. And McGee is able to get his hand on that one also and get it knocked out. Way to intercept the passing lane there. Able to get that hand up. Port Allegany gets it down, and Capel is able to dish down to Kistler, but Kistler is not really expecting that, and ball glanced off his hands. Shenfield brings it up for Otto-Eldred. Gets a flat offense, but Shenfield is actually called, or actually gets a foul called. And that's against Yeager. He'll be going to the line for 2. That is the team's 7th. And Yeager's 2nd. So for the next minute and 29 seconds, Otto-Eldred is in the bonus, and Shenfield's first attempt is good. So from now on, they'll be going 1-1 on any fouls for at least the next minute and 29. Which isn't really good for Port Allegany, being the fact that it's, this early in the game, that many fouls already up. But Shenfield's second attempt was good, making the score 16-7. Yeager has the ball. He's looking for help, able to get away from Shenfield. Capel drives for a layup, and Capel gets the ball deflected. Yeager able to pick it up and put it in for 2. But Capel's layup was just a little bit off as he got around this corner. But Shenfield coming up, calls for a screen, gets the screen, but Yeager's able to slip it. And Shenfield's ball was stripped, and the loose ball ends up in a jump ball. With 44 seconds remaining, goes to Otto-Eldred. Operator gets it over in the corner, gets it back over to Shenfield in the corner. Shenfield gets another screen. Defenders switch it up. Gets it over to McGee. McGee swings it over to Van Scooter. A little ball swinging here. Looks like they're trying to make for a one-shot play. But McGee finds an opening, attempts a 3, misses. Operator, he's able to get the rebound, come all the way out the three-point line and miss his three-point attempt. Yeager comes down with 8 seconds left, gets over to Capel. Yeager makes a last-second shot, but had Shenfield contesting it heavily, and we are now, that is halftime. That just seemed like a very quick halftime, but we will take a little intermission break here. We'll go ahead and mute all our sounds, and we'll be back in about 9 minutes. Thank you. Alrighty, folks, as we come out of the halftime intermission, Otto-Eldred is down 7-18. And looking to see who's coming out for the Gators, as both coaches are giving last-minute instructions. So once again, folks, if you have not done so, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It is free to do so, and you will get alerted and notified whenever we do go live for all of our sporting events. We're even going to try and do basketball or baseball and softball this year. So for the Gators, Hamilton, Causer, Yeager, Smith, and Amel are in. Yeager gets it down to Causer, and Causer is able to go over the top, over the back of him, and score two. Gators come out in a full court press. And for Otto-Eldred, there's Shenfield, McGee. McGee goes up, gets blocked by Amel, but Shenfield's able to get the ball back. And Hamilton looks like fouled him. And Shenfield's going to the line for two. But to round out the Otto-Eldred lineup, looking at McGee, Shenfield, Aubenreiter, Van Scooter, and Caldwell. And Shenfield's first attempt is good. His second attempt is no good off the back of the rim. Amel is able to get it. Tries to run a fast break. Amel's able to drive in and make a layup for two. Making it 22-8. Shenfield drives. And Yeager's able to get an offensive foul called. And Shenfield did not attempt to make a move around him. And for Otto-Eldred, McGee comes in. Nope, not McGee. Denning comes in. Had to check my notes here. Hamilton brings it up, looking to make a play. Gets over to Yeager. He sees Causer posting up, dishes down to him. Poor handling on it, and McGee is able to get it loose. And Causer is called for a loose ball foul with a push. That is Causer's third, team's second. McGee looking to make a play. Gets over to Shenfield. Shenfield to Denning. Denning loses the ball. Yeager is able to hold on to it. Gets it up to Amel. Amel sees Smith. Smith misses his layup. Loose ball getting around, but Causer is able to get it. Sees Amel wide open underneath, but Amel's left hand misses that layup. We're missing the opportunities on these nice little layups. Ball goes out of bounds, but stays Port Allegany's ball. Amel gets in the corner, sees Causer cutting, but Causer has to come out. Causer is attempting a shot. Amel tries a post-up move, misses, and that ball goes off of Hamilton out of bounds and goes to Otto-Eldred. Gators in a full court press, but they're able to get it into Shenfield. Shenfield's able to back him up. There was a screen and switch between Amel and Causer. McGee has the ball now. Hamilton able to knock the ball loose from McGee. Goes out of bounds, stays Otto-Eldred ball. Funk comes in for Yeager. Abendreiter is able to take a three, and Funk is able to, as Abendreiter missed the three, Van Scooter got the rebound, and then tried to get to Shenfield, but Funk was able to get there and knock it out of bounds. Stays Otto-Eldred ball. And we have a loose shoelace, as the officials have taken a small timeout to allow the athlete to tie his shoe. Otto-Eldred is able to get the ball in. Otto-Eldred skips it over to McGee. Otto-Eldred is in trouble with it, and Funk is able to get his hands in there and strip the ball loose from Denning, and it goes out of bounds. And then we've got another official timeout for another shoelace that's untied. And for the Otto-Eldred, Caldwell comes in for Denning. Hamilton brings the ball up, gets it over to Funk in the corner. Funk with a deep three, misses. Causer's there for a rebound, gets fouled, and sticks the ball in between the backboard and the rim. But Causer's going to be going to the line for two. Causer's first attempt is good, making it 23. And one thing I didn't realize, my apologies, Shenfield has fouled out of the game with 5 fouls. Denning comes in for Shenfield. Not exactly sure the official's delay on this, but Causer's second attempt is no good. Amel's able to get the rebound and put the ball back up. Now that may hurt Otto-Eldred in the long run, because with Shenfield out this early in the game, has only 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Smith is able to intercept McGee's pass. They're looking to make a run on the court. Hamilton didn't like what he saw, brings it out, tries to set up another play, reset the offense. He gets over to Smith, down to Causer, but that's tipped by the Gators, or tipped by Otto-Eldred. Gator ball. A little confusion on who's going to take the ball out. Smith gets it into Amel. Amel misses that. Causer's able to come down with a steal, and then he puts that in for 2. McGee comes down, gets it over to Denning. Denning over to Van Scooter. Abendreiter. A little rotation motion mix happening here. Normally designed to try and free up some back doors, just like that. And McGee is fouled by Causer. And that is Causer's 4th, team's 3rd. McGee's first attempt is good. And Kistler comes in for Causer. McGee's second attempt, no good. Kistler is able to come down with it. Amel looks to make a fast break, does so, lays it up, misses, gets his own rebound, puts it back up and misses it again, but the coaches call a timeout for Port Allegany. And we're going to take a quick 60-second break. Alrighty, as we had the Port Allegany cheerleaders enjoying the crowd. Port Allegany ball come 27-9. My apologies there. I'm doing a little scorekeeping up here. Play, Austin gets over to Funk. Funk tries to make a move. Pump fake by Hamilton. Hamilton loses the ball, trying to find it, trying to get a grapple on it, but end up moving his pivot foot for a travel. And turns it over to the Gators. McGee gets down to Denning. Denning swings it over to Van Scooter. Operator back over to McGee. Finds a pick and roll. Kistler straight up, but Caldwell's shot is off. Rebound by Funk. Funk comes down, loses the handle on the crossover, and goes out of bounds for a turnover. Raider sees a lane opportunity and is able to drive in 4-2 for a nice little layup, making it 27-11. Hamilton gets over to Smith. Smith is trying to find someone for opportunities. Not finding a lot of motion as people are just standing around. Funk dishes down to Hamilton, over to Kistler, back to Emil. Sees Hamilton crossing over. Hamilton pump fakes, fadeaway jumper, 4-2. Making it 29-11. Van Scooter bringing it across. It's over, looking for McGee. Skip pass over to Denning. Denning not able to hold on to it. Goes out of bounds for Port Allegany. And for the Gators, we have Schott and Capel coming in with 1:11 left in the third quarter. Capel brings the ball up, gets over to Funk. Funk gets a screen. Running jumper from the foul line, misses, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, 4-2. McGee's able to get around the full court press that was on him. And Denning, skip pass over to Openrider, down to Schrader. Funk with the rebound of that missed shot. Funk opts to bring the ball up. Gets it over to Kistler. Kistler with a deep three off the front of the rim. Operator brings it down. Has a chance for a three. That one short of the rim. Air balls, goes out of bounds with 20 seconds left. And looks like, Port Allegany's calling for one last play with 12 seconds left. Capel looking for an opportunity. Gets over to Schott. Schott has the ball slip right through his fingers. Turnover to Otto-Eldred. Otto-Eldred now has a chance for a last-second shot. McGee trying to get around Capel. McGee gets a screen, pump fake, and on the pump fake, McGee loses his hand and the time runs out. So we're going to take a quick 60-second break, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, as we come out of the intermission for the fourth quarter, we have Otto-Eldred taking possession of it. Capel, and we've got a few substitutions. We've got Luck Yeager also in for the Gators. Capel's able to try to strip Abendreiter. And Abendreiter tried to pass to the baseline for Denning, but Denning mishandled it a little bit, or was a little bit out of his reach, and it went out of bounds. As Yeager brings it up, Capel looking for a play to happen, and there is an offensive foul on Schott for a moving screen. That is the team's fourth. Not sure, and that is Schott's first. Abendreiter is trying to get over to McGee. Abendreiter gets an opening for a three, misses that. Kistler is there with the rebound. Yeager able to pull up, gets it a shot, and Schott gets called for a travel. Turns the ball over to Otto-Eldred. Abendreiter gets over to McGee, and Abendreiter was driving baseline, but Capel called for a reaching foul. That is the Alleghany's fifth team foul, and Capel's first. McGee over to Van Scooter, and that is knocked loose. Bodies on the floor everywhere. Schott's able to come up with it, gets it over to Kistler. Kistler with the nice left-handed layup, making it 33-11. Abendreiter trying to get a play set up. Not seeing the opportunity. Gets over down to McGee. And Capel's there to sneak around and knock the ball loose of it a little bit. But McGee's able to hold on to it. Get back to Denning. Back to McGee again. Then back to Denning. Over to Van Scooter. Then over to Abendreiter. A lot of little passes back and forth. Good to keep the offense guessing. But Abendreiter's shot, not Abendreiter, Van Scooter's shot is off the front of the rim. Kistler got the ball. Was trying to do a fast break, but was not able to get a hold on to it. And Smith comes in for Allegany. Capel to inbound. Gets the ball to Smith, and McGee is called for a pushing foul, or waiting for the official to give me an official confirmation. Yep, pushing foul. That is Otto-Eldred's third team foul. McGee's first. Luck tries to drive paint, gets a shot up, misses it. Smith is able to get that. That rebound gets back to Luck. And Schott gets his attempt blocked. Smith trying to get it into back over to Capel for a low paint. And Smith is called for a travel. With 4:54 left in the game, McGee's able to get around, gets it over to Abendrotter, gets it down to Caldwell. Abendrotter steps back, is called for a travel. That attempt is no good. Shot gets over to Capel. Capel looking to set up a play, gets over to Luck. Luck dishes down to Kistler, just outside, a little too far outside of his reach. And Babcock comes in for Kistler. And Miller comes in for Otto-Eldred. Abendrotter brings the ball down, sees Miller. Miller's looking for an opportunity. Gets it back over to Abendrotter. They dish down to Van Scooter. Van Scooter makes a post-up move. Good attempt on Van Scooter. Nice little jumper. Making it 33-13. Luck tries to get over to Capel, but that is intercepted by Denning, and he is fouled by Capel for a blocking foul. And that'll bring Denning to the line for 2. His first attempt misses. His second attempt, also no good. Capel's able to come up with it. Brings it up, looking for an opportunity. Tried to get to Luck, but unfortunately lost the handle on it. McGee comes down with it. Smith is able to come up with it. He's trying to drive it up. He loses the ball as it's tipped away by Denning, out of bounds. Stays Port Allegany ball. Capel gets it into Schott. Schott looks for a play, gets it over to Luck, but that glances off Luck's hands and goes out of bounds for a turnover. McGee tries to bring the ball up. Gets it over to Miller. Miller drives baseline. No attempt, gets back out of the top of the key. Over to Denning. Denning drives to the block, makes an attempt shot, and misses that. Rebound by Smith. As Capel looks for an opportunity with 3 minutes left in the game. Port Allegany is still leading 33-13. Schott drives to the foul line, makes a little one-handed jumper. And the ball, that attempt was good. Capel was able to steal the ball and got an attempt up, but he missed that attempt. And his rebound attempt also went out of bounds. In for Otto-Eldred is Caldwell. And with Ottenraider bringing the ball up with 2:42 left in the game. Gets it over to McGee. McGee over to Miller. Miller is trying to direct traffic, trying to get it around. Schott is able to get into the passing lane, get the ball for fast break, layup, and his left-handed attempt is good. Making it 37-13. Abendrotter looking to set up another play. Gets over to McGee. Dishes over to Denning, but that goes through his hand a little, but Denning's able to recover. Over to Miller. Omrider with another three-point attempt, misses. McGee with the rebound, back over to Omrider, misses that also. Smith is able to get the ball for that rebound. Capel looking for a play, sees shot, wide open on the three-point line. Shot calls for a screen, gets one, but as he starts to go around, his crossover goes out of bounds with 1:38 left. Port Allegany has 16 fouls right now, so if Otto-Eldred is able to get another foul, they'll put them in the bonus. McGee over to Miller, open to Umrider. Umrider drives left, sees, hands off to Denning. And Denning tried to get it down to Caldwell, but Babcock is there to get inside the passing lane and get a finger on it to knock it out of bounds. And McGee was able to get an open space, open lane for a layup on that inbounds play, making it 37-15. Capel over to Luck. And Luck is called for a travel as he goes around the screen from Smith. That's another unforced turnover. There's a few of those for the Gators. We got less than a minute here, and as Otto-Eldred brings the ball up, keep in mind we do have the varsity game for the Gators and the Terrors, and McGee's shot is blocked by Capel as I'm sitting there talking. So make sure to stay tuned for that, folks, and you actually can see that. And shots, a little fake attempt also caused a travel there. But it'll be a very interesting game between the Terrors and the Gators tonight, folks. So make sure to stay with us for this afternoon show here at the Allegheny Stadium. Miller gets his pass blocked by Smith, and that Miller loses the ball, gets picked up by Capel. 13 seconds left, and it looks like the Gators are just going to hold on to it and go to the corner and just draw out the clock just right now. And that will be the game, folks, with a final 37-15. Port Allegany JV come away with the win. And we will go ahead and pause for a few minutes as the Port Allegany, as the Gators and the Varsity Terrors come out. But we will, words, folks, words. Those always helpful. We will be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back, folks. I'm sitting here talking to myself, and I forgot I had the mute button pressed. So welcome again, folks. We'll be having our player introductions now, and the PA announcer is just going through the PA regulations about game process. And then the starting lineup for the Otto-Eldred Bulldogs, the Terrors. Number 12, Thomas. Number 4, Caldwell. Number 3, Francis. Number 2, Cousins. And number 0, Splain. And for the Port Allegany Gators, and number 21, Jet Ruding. Number 20, Noah Archer. And number 12, Drew Evans. And number 11, Braylon Button. And number 10, Blaine Moses. And now we're going to take a little small quick intermission break for our national anthem. For those of us that are here, please remove your hats. Alrighty, folks. Now we're going to get underway for our first matchup between the Gators and Otto-Eldred. I'm not familiar on Otto-Eldred's current schedule, but the Gators come in 1-1. Partly, I believe, on the reason why is that we had a very long football season where our football team ended up going to the semifinals for the state championship, which cut into the basketball season by almost 2.5 weeks, which, if anyone has been an athlete before, you know the transition is sometimes difficult and needs the time to do so. So as we're coming out here for the jump ball, Button and Thomas are up for the ball. Button able to tip it over to Moses. Moses gets it over to Archer. Archer calls out a play. Hands it over to Redding. Handoff to Evans is in. Evans is not able to hold on to it. Turns it over as Splain moves the ball around. Gets over Francis. Francis to Thomas. Thomas's pass over to Cousins. Cousins loses his footing a little bit and the ball. And Ruding was able to get the ball over and bring it up the court. Gets it down to Archer. Archer's looking to make a play. Gets it over to Ruding. Ruding, quick jumper, good. And I did not reset the score here and gets the foul. So I'm going to fix that right now. Just give me a second here, folks. There we go. And Ruding is going to try and make this a three-point play. Misses that. And ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Gators. Turns it over to Allegany. And Francis takes the ball up. Archer looks to make a play. Gets it out to Ruding. Gets a screen. Ruding with a layup. And off to a quick 4-2 start of the game. Thomas over to Francis. Francis sees a cut. Drives off the side of the rim. And Caldwell with the rebound. His left-handed attempt is off. Moses brings it up. As Archer's trying to set up a play, gets it to Ruding. And we got an offensive foul called against Archer. That is his first, team's first. And Splain comes in. So we have Splain and Splain out there. Splain over to Splain. Thomas with a three-point attempt misses. Splain with that rebound, but Archer is able to get an interception. Brings it up. Takes it. Archer takes it all the way into the hole. 4-2, making it 6-2. Francis trying to get there. Francis is blocked by Evans, but also called for a body foul. And Francis will be going to the line for two. That is Evans' first, team's second. First attempt is good by Francis. Francis' second attempt is also good, making it a two-point game. Moses back to Archer, trying to break the full court press. Ruding is able to get it, but Ruding is called for a travel, and they get the ball turned over. And Francis brings the ball up. And we got an official timeout due to untied shoelace. Long backcourt pass over to Francis to get over the defense. Francis gets it over to Thomas. Thomas drives and layup is good, making it 6-6. And that was actually deflected off, but the officials had missed that. I was able to catch it as the ball went out of bounds. Because of my point of view, that was a missed call in that one. But Otto-Eldred brings the ball up. Francis gets a screen from Thomas. And Funk had come in. I kind of missed that for Ruding. I missed that substitution. Francis looking for someone to get it in there. And the ball is kicked on the inbound by Evans. Immediately dead ball turned back over to Otto-Eldred. And Splain received the ball, gets it back over to Splain. Back to Splain again. Over to Francis. Francis looking to drive. Caldwell make the move. Splain makes it a driving attempt and is good. Port Allegany making a press break. And Evans is called for a travel as they're trying to get through the press break. And Cousins comes back in for Otto-Eldred. Funk comes up on the side, on baseline, and Cousins fouls Funk as he goes up for two, which draws his, I think that's his first foul, team's second. Nope, I'm incorrect. That is his second foul. Funk is in line for two. Funk's first attempt is good, making it 7-8. Second attempt, no good, off the side of the rim. And a foul called on Button for a push. That is his first, team's third. Splain comes back in. Francis drives to the corner, pushes Thomas out. A little miscommunication, gets into trouble. Archer able to steal the ball from Francis. Archer got into trouble, gets it over to Moses. And there's an offensive foul called on Port Allegany, I think. Not exactly sure what the foul was or why the turnover. No indication there, folks. I'm a little confused. But ball goes to Gators. And Funk is there to intercept the pass and tip it out of bounds from Splain. With Francis rotating around with Splain. Splain, jumper, no good. Rebound, Evans. Evans brings the ball up, gets it over to Archer. Archer over to Funk. Funk gets stuck. Gets it over to Evans. Evans over to Funk. Funk was looking for a pick and roll, didn't get it. Dishes back over to Archer. Archer back over to Funk. Gets a screen from Button. Funk, three-point shot, misses. Same team intercept with Francis bringing the ball up. Skip pass over to Splain. Pass is intercepted. And a blocking foul caused on Francis. That is Francis' first, team's third. With a score still 7-8. Archer bringing the ball up. Archer clears out, dishes over to Button, back to Funk. Funk for a three-point shot, misses that. And Evans called for over the back. That is his second. As we got a little waiting for play to happen. Don't think any substitutions came in. Nope. Francis drives left. Archer guarding closely. Got help side defense. Dishes over to Splain. Splain over to Francis. Francis crosses over. Gets a travel call. Turns the ball over. Archer looking for Funk. Funk trying to post up. Funk drives baseline. And it goes, he missed a shot, and the ball goes off of Otto-Eldred. So it stays Gator ball. Sub coming in. And that is Calhoun for Funk. Calhoun gets over to Archer, my apologies. Over to Evans, down to Button. Button drives. No good. I think a piece was blocked by Caldwell as Otto-Eldred tries to bring a race down, and that is intercepted by Calhoun, broken up, I believe, by Archer. And Port Allegany comes down. Archer lost the low ball, but Moses was there. And Evans gets called for an offensive foul. And that is Evans' third. Minute 8 left in the quarter here, folks, in the first quarter. And Splain brings the ball up. Ruding comes in for Evans. And Splain lost the ball by the steal of Ruding. Brings the ball up, gets it over to Archer. Archer to Calhoun. Calhoun, as the team goes back and forth. Ball is tipped out of bounds by Otto-Eldred Splain. Stays Port Allegany ball. Archer brings the ball in. Top of the key, tried to get a screen from Ruding. No good. Ball was just a little high in the pass to Moses. Moses not able to get to it. Thomas lost the ball. And a little confusion back and forth. But Otto-Eldred coach is able to get a timeout called. To save the possession with 26 seconds left in the game, or in the first quarter. Score is still 7-8. Port Allegany has got 5 team fouls, and Otto-Eldred has got 3. Otto-Eldred set to bring it in. Francis is going to take his time. Definitely probably look for that one shot left. Drives left, hands it over to Splain. Gets the ball stripped a little bit. Francis trying to find an opportunity. Gets it over back to Splain. Splain jumps up and over down. But Caldwell goes up for it. Misses that. And Moses was able to get a rebound. And that is the end of the first quarter. So we'll have a 60-second timeout, and we'll have the Port Allegany cheerleaders entertaining the crowd. And we'll be right back. As we come out of the intermission, folks, Otto-Eldred keeps the ball with Splain running the point. Gets it over to Francis. Francis drives to the paint. Doesn't see an opportunity. Splain drives, dishes out to Thomas. Thomas's 15-foot jumper is no good. And bodies on the floor. And I do believe it's a jump ball foul. Jump ball, yep, jump ball, which will be Port Allegany ball. And Port Allegany is going to run its press break. And they're able to get across. And Moses was not able to hold on to it. Turns the ball back over to Otto-Eldred. And Francis brings the ball up. Gets a screen by Thomas. Francis dishes it back out to Splain. Splain to Splain. Splain back to Splain again. Hands off to Francis. A little motion action going on back and forth. And Thomas is called for a carry. Funk gets it over to Ruding. Ruding looking to make an opportunity, doesn't see it, dishes out over to the top to Archer. Archer tries to get a motion going. Funk with the pump fake, not getting it. And we got a push on Moses for an offensive foul. That's team 6, Moses' first. Now, one big key factor is, though, is that even though we're one foul away, any offensive fouls do not include a one-on-one. Splain gets a screen from Caldwell. Francis tries to drive to the paint, doesn't get it. Caldwell looking dish, gets over to back to Splain. Splain. Thomas back to Splain. There's too many Splains out here. And we got a loose ball foul on Caldwell for a push. And we got a timeout. Not sure by which, but that is the 4th team foul for Otto-Eldred. I'll take just a quick 60-second break. This is a full timeout, and we'll be right back. As we come out of the timeout, it will be Port Allegany ball. Looks like Otto-Eldred's in back into a full press. Archer, Funk, over to Rooting, back to Funk. Funk with the long pass over the top, and the ball, got a kick ball as Archer's trying to dish down to Moses, and that is immediately dead ball turnover to the non-kicking team. Rooting's able to get into Moses, back over to Archer. Rooting looking for action, gets it. Moses able to get a screen and loop around 4-2, making it 9-8 with 5:27 left in the second quarter. And Cousins had come back in. Cousins' three-point shot misses. And rebounded by Moses. Archer calling out another play. Gets over to Funk. Looking to swing it. To get around to Moses. Moses is able to go up and get a foul called. He'll be going to the line for two. And that will be on Thomas. That is Thomas's first, team's fifth. Moses' first attempt is good. Second attempt is also good, making the score 11-8. Cousins has the ball way up high. They did a screen over there on the three-point line to get Francis. A three-point shot misses. Moses with the rebound. Archer choosing to come up. Fakes a screen. Finds a penetration hole and goes in for two, making it 13-8. Francis brings the ball up. Dishes over to Splain. Splain's shot misses. A little chaos happening here, and Archer gets a foul called on him. And Francis will be going to the line for three, and that is Archer's second, team seventh. So Otto-Eldred is now into the bonus. Archer's first attempt is good. Or not Archer's, Francis's attempt is good. Second attempt is also good, making it 13-10. His third attempt is also good. Otto-Eldred gets into a press break, gets over to Archer. Archer gets it down to Button. Button over to Rooting. Three-point attempt, no good. And it looks like it was last tipped by Port Allegany. Turns the ball over to Otto-Eldred with 3:53 left in the first half, or second quarter. Splain, out high, gets it down to Francis in the corner. Back over to Splain. Francis, deep three, good. Port Allegany is able to break the press break with the pass. Gets over to Archer. Archer, three-point shot, good. looks like they only called it as a 2 instead because it's 16-14. Francis was blocked. And Archer is called for a travel. Turns the ball back over to Otto-Eldred. Crowd was looking for a foul, and it looked like there was actually one. Francis brings the ball up. Hands it over to Thomas. Caldwell looking for screens. They dish down, and Thomas is called for a travel also. And Archer brings the ball up. Over to Rooting. Gets over to Button. Button drives. And no foul on the shot, but upon the rebound, got a reaching foul on Caldwell. That is Caldwell's second, team sixth. One more and they'll be in the bonus with 2:18 left in the second quarter. Rooting to inbound the ball. Rooting looking for an opportunity. Has an emergency dish out over to Archer. Over to Funk. Funk faked the three-point pass. Was looking for a foul, didn't get it. That was only a 2-point attempt. And jump ball foul. Or not jump ball foul. What am I saying? It's just a jump ball. It stays Otto-Eldred ball. Francis gets the inbound pass. Tries to dribble on Funk. Misses that layup. But Caldwell is there to rebound it. And Funk turns the ball over. He was trying to pass it over to Moses. And Moses was not able to get that rebound. And as he stepped on the ground or stepped on the line, turns the ball over. Funk comes out. And Calhoun comes in. As I was corrected during the intermission that I was saying the name wrong. Thomas's shot is off. Calhoun brings the ball down, and Calhoun gets called for a travel. Francis comes down, hands it over to Cousins. Cousins dishes down to Thomas. Thomas with a little hook shot is good. Calhoun over to Rooting. Skip pass over to Rooting, or over to Calhoun. Calhoun drives in. And Calhoun is blocked by Thomas, but that ball goes out of bounds, so it stays Gator ball with 47 seconds left. Rooting has to throw the ball out to Archer, back to Rooting. And the over-the-top pass to Button is just a little bit further, and that goes out of bounds as Francis was not able to hold on to it. And we got a Port Allegany timeout, and it's a 30-second timeout, so I'm just going to take a quick pause also myself. All right, as we come out of timeout, Port Allegany looking to inbound the ball. Rooting, trying to find an opportunity. Gets it over to Calhoun with 37 seconds left. Rooting, back to Calhoun, back to Archer. They're in a Otto-Eldred in a 2-3 zone, not a man position. So they're trying to guard against the low down post. Over the top to Moses. Moses able to get his feet underneath it and score the layup of 2 with 19 seconds left. Tie game, 18-18. Francis attempts to set up a play also. Calhoun guarding Splain real close. Back to Francis. And Otto-Eldred gets psyched out by the crowd into forcing a last-second shot real quick. And at the end, it's 18-18. Tie game going in at halftime. And we'll be back in approximately 9.5 minutes, folks. So take a breather, stay right here. We'll be right back with Port Allegany Otto-Eldred action. Alrighty, folks, as we're coming out of the halftime intermission, teams are still warming up here. We got less than a minute before action resumes between the Port Allegany Gators and Otto-Eldred Bulldog Terrors. Last 37-second countdown. So coming into the second half, Moses has 1 foul, Button has 1, Evans has 3, and Archer has 2. And for Otto-Eldred, Cousins also has 2, Francis with 1, Caldwell with 2, and Thomas with 1. Evans has got to be careful because one more and he'll probably be taken out for the rest of at least the third quarter to try and save him for the fourth. So both teams really do, a couple of teams do have to be careful of all their fouling because 1 to 2 fouls and either team can get into real big trouble real early with their main athletes coming out. So as we kick it off and start off, Gators come out with the ball first. Archer gets a screen from Moses. Archer gets a screen to Evans, over to Button. Button looks for something, not seeing anything, gets it over to Ruding. Ruding dishes over to Evans. Evans' layup is short and misses. Turns the ball over to Otto-Eldred with Caldwell coming down. And Thomas takes the 3-point attempt. Misses that. Moses gets the ball. Archer comes flying down in a fast break. Trying to find an opening lane. Not seeing one, though. Ruding is. Hands off to Archer. Archer's trying to get a play going, but a lot of standing on the Port Allegany side. Screen and roll between Archer and Moses gets a conversion for the layup. Caldwell trying to loses the ball on and Thomas is able to get the rebound and is fouled by number 11, Button. Basket is good. So Thomas is looking for make it a 3-point play. That is Button's second. Team's first. And Thomas is able to complete the 3-point play. They get it over to Archer. Evans to Ruding. Back to Evans. Evans dribbles up. Tries to get it up and over Thomas to Archer, but Thomas is able to get a little tip on it and knock it out of bounds. And it stays Gator ball. And as Port Allegany tries to get the ball in, an emergency, Ruding gets it over to Evans, and Evans is called for a travel as he lost a handle on the ball. Francis brings the ball up slowly. And Splain brings it around the corner. Francis falls down as he loses his footing, but Francis is able to keep his dribble, gets it over to Thomas, and then over Splain. And Moses is able to draw an offensive foul, which goes against Thomas. I do believe that's his second, and that'll be team's first. And Ruding throws the ball away and turns it over. Gators seem to be a little confused on their press break options. And Funk comes in for Ruding. And Francis brings the ball up slowly. Archer cuts off Francis. And Thomas is called for. And Thomas is called for an offensive foul. That is his third foul. And that is Francis's third foul. And Funk is called for a travel. A lot of turnovers here happening. That is not. Port Allegany and Terrors are just not able to get everything going. Caldwell is able to get a good screen. But Cousins with a three-point shot misses. Archer with the rebound. Archer brings the ball up. Gets a screen from Moses. Slides between defenders and lays it up for two. Thomas steps in a little bit, hits a two-point jumper, long jumper, normally called no man's land because you're standing on the three-point line. And Cousins runs over Moses for a foul. A lot of fouls happening here. And the officials have a quick little timeout. And Splain comes in for the Terrors. I think the officials were trying to make sure that the team fouls were correct, with it being 3 team fouls against Otto-Eldred. Archer gets it over to Funk. Funk gets a screen from Moses, gets double teamed. Funk pump fakes, dishes over to Archer. Archer, shot is off. And the Terrors are bringing the ball down. Gets it over to Splain. Splain, three-point shot, long. Thomas is able to get the long rebound. And Otto-Eldred gets an over-the-back call on Caldwell. That is his third, team's fifth. And Shenfield comes in for Caldwell. As Port Allegany swings it around, trying to break the press break, they're able to get over the half-court line. They're trying to trap. And Funk has a jumper, then it hits the side of the hoop. And Calhoun comes in. With 4:17 left in the third quarter. As Otto swings it around, Splain down to Thomas. Thomas shoots. Good from the 15-foot line. Gets it over to Archer. Archer to Evans. Back to Calhoun. Evans back over to Calhoun. They're breaking the press break. Takes the ball in. And a lot of loose ball action happening there. I couldn't see it and catch it all. And refs called that was a block. A lot of hot action back and forth there. Otto-Eldred Thomas missed that shot, his long layup, almost like an alley-oop attempt. Archer was looking for a pass, but Calhoun gets the ball stolen from him. And Splain drives in, or Francis drives in, my apologies. making it 27-22. I'm going to take a quick 60-second break. I'll be right back. All right, as we come back out, Port Allegany ball. Evans over to Archer, breaks the press break, gets it over to Ruding. Ruding, three-point shot, rims in for three, making it 25-27. Ruding gets over to Splain, and we got a holding foul against Ruding. That is Ruding's, I think, first, according to my scoreboard. Team's second. Sheffield's pass is incomplete and intercepted by Moses. Well, we got a double foul. Ooh, this is double foul. Now the ball should stay Port Allegany's. So we got a double foul against 14, which is Sheffield, and Button. And Caldwell comes back in. And that is 3 fouls on Button. So Port Allegany's got 2 players with 3 fouls, and Otto-Eldred has 3 also. Button looking to make a drive, gets blocked, gets the ball stolen, and we got a jump ball called on that, and it goes and we got a bench warning against Otto-Eldred. Francis brings the ball up. Archer guarding him closely, and Archer gets called for a pushing foul. And that is his 3rd, team's 4th. Looking at the scoreboard for official, Thomas has got the ball for Otto-Eldred. Tries to get it back, gets it back to Francis. Francis trying to draw a foul, misses it. But Thomas is able to get the rebound, gets it over to Ruding, and Ruding gets called, gets a foul called against Splain. Far on the arm, goes underneath. Score is still 25-27. A minute 47 left in the 3rd quarter. Ruding looking for help. Gets it. Goes it over to Archer. Archer tries to set up a play. Gets it down to Ruding. Ruding looking for screens coming around. We got a block against Splain. That's Splain's first. And Otto-Eldred is now into bonus. So from here on out, any defensive foul will be a one-on-one. Ruding's first attempt missed, and Otto came down with the rebound. As Splain hands it over to Splain, trying to get Splain back to Splain again. Long rebound. And Thomas is with a 2-point jumper. As Gators try to break the press break, and they do get and we get a strip of it. Otto-Eldred came up with it, but it was then immediately called for a travel. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Stays Port Allegany ball now. Gets it down to Evans. Archer swinging around the three-point line, trying to find an opportunity, not seeing it, looking for a back door, it looked like. Francis was able to get in the passing lane, tip that out, skip pass over to Splain, and foul line jumper is good, making it 31-25. Moses over to Evans, over to Ruding. And looks like we're gonna have a 30-second timeout. I'm gonna take a breather also. Be right back, folks. As we come out of timeout, 15 seconds left, counting down. Archer looking for one last second shot, setting up the play. Ruding, 3-second call. With 8 seconds left, turnovers are killing the Gators right now, actually killing both teams. Opportunities have been abound constantly. Splain gets around Evans, and the last second shot is no good. So going into the fourth quarter, it is Port Allegany 25, Otto-Eldred 31. And we're going to take about another 60-second break here, folks. All right, coming into the fourth quarter, Gator ball. Archer over to Evans, back to Ruding. Evans dishes over to Button. Button shot misses. Moses gets it and is able to pass it around. Archer drives in, no good. As Caldwell came down with that rebound. Francis drives left, hands it over to Cousins. Guarded closely by Ruding, and Ruding gets arm foul on him. That is his second, team's fifth. They get it in. Otto gets it in. And Otto-Eldred hits that three by Cousins. Evans drives foul line, misses that jumper. And rebound by Otto-Eldred. They're able to see Thomas down low, kicks it around. And Otto-Eldred is called for 3 seconds. As the ball is turned over, Archer brings the ball up, 6:40 left. Gators down by 9. Ruding gets a screen over to Evans. Evans drives in, does not get the layup. We get a jump ball, and possession. Clock says, or the scoreboard says one thing, the table says another. I don't think the scoreboard's keeping up, but it is Otto-Eldred's ball. As Francis gets a screen from Thomas, drives in, attempts something, doesn't get any chance of it. Kicks it out to Francis, back to Cousins, or not Francis, over to Splain. And Archer tipped the ball out. Hard to see exactly who got it, but refs call it Otto-Eldred's ball. Gets it into Splain, and Splain gets it down to Thomas on the baseline, making it 36-25. Otto-Eldred in the lead. Archer to Ruding. As Port Allegany swings it around, and we got an offensive foul against Moses. That's Moses' second. Cousins brings the ball up. Swings it over to Francis. Splain with the drive, missing that. Thomas with the rebound, pass intercepted by Archer. 3-point shot missed. Rebound is caught by Otto-Eldred. Francis brings it up over to Splain. Splain pump fake. Little loopy pass over to Cousins, a little risky on that one. Francis drives, layup, finger roll, good. With 4:40 left in the game, Evans trying to make a play. Archer step backs, 3-point shot, no good. Button with the rebound and follow-up, making it 27-38. Francis looking to drive, gets it over to Caldwell. And Otto-Eldred is definitely spacing it out to drain the clock. And there's an offensive foul against Cousins. That's his third. And once again, though, offensive fouls do not count towards, they still count for the team fouls, but they do not go towards to actually one-on-one situations. As Port Allegany is looking to make a play, swings it around. They have Rooting down low. Rooting tries to throw a ball up. And he does and draw a foul. That's Cousins' 4th foul with 3:51 left. And Rooting is there for 2. And that, I apparently missed a couple because, and Cousins actually has 5 fouls, and he has now fouled out of the game. Not entirely sure what is actually going on. I think he called a timeout, I believe. For the I believe a quick substitution. I'm confused at all of what's going on. But number 2, Cousins, did foul out of the game. Rooting's second attempt, no good. Rebound by Thomas. So Splain had come in. And Archer got able to tip the ball away from Splain, but that is Archer's 4th foul. Team's 6th. And Archer's got to be careful with 3:36 left. Oh, that's the team's 7th. I apologize. And so Francis goes to the line for 1-on-1. That misses. Button with the rebound. Rooting brings it up in a hurry. Rooting throws the ball away from Archer. Archer's able to get the ball. Button's shot is no good. And Caldwell gets called for a foul. Rooting's going to the line. That's 4 on Caldwell according to my sheet, but we'll double check with the scoreboard, as mine's the unofficial count up here. But Rooting does go to the line for 2. And Otto-Eldred is now in the 2-point bonus, where any foul immediately gets 2 shots. That's 10 team fouls against Otto-Eldred. Rooting's first shot was a miss. Second shot is good, making it a 10-point game. Francis brings the ball up. Francis goes coast to coast with a nice little jumper. Archer gets over to Rooting. Rooting's running layup, misses. Archer swings over to Evans. Evans' 3-point shot misses. And ball goes out of bounds with 2:57 left in the game. Rooting over to Evans. Evans gets a screen. Jumper hangs on the rim, no good, and Francis is able to come up with the ball. Francis gets over to Thomas, and Thomas lays it in. Rooting skips it over to Archer. Archer for 3. And Port Allegany calls a full timeout. Down 11 with 2:25 left in the game, and I'm going to take a 60-second timeout. As we come out of the timeout, Port Allegany is doing a full court press. Splain's able to get around it, gets it down to Caldwell, and Otto-Eldred calls a timeout, immediately coming down, 2:16 on the clock. Gators are still down by 11, and it appears to be another full timeout, so we're going to take another muted 60-second break. As we come out of the timeout, Ottawa is able to get into Thomas, and they have an immediate double team on Francis that are tracking him. And it looks like a foul on Archer, I do believe. And it's going to the line for 1-on-1. And Archer has fouled out with 5. And Calhoun will be coming in for the Gators. Splain's first shot is good. Second attempt is good. And Moses' skip pass over to Redding is blocked. And Redding gets called for a foul. And that sends Francis to the line, who has only missed one free throw so far. Score is actually 31-44. That is Ruding's third, team's 9th. And Port Allegany rushing to bring the ball up. Jump shot by Evans is good, making it 33-46. And Otto-Eldred calls a timeout with 1:32 left in the game, with Port Allegany down 13. We're going to take a 60-second break. All right, coming out of the break, we have substitutions for Alleghany of Troop and Amel. Ball is into Francis, or into Splain. And Evans gets called for a foul. That is his 4th, team's 10th. And Splain will be going to the line for 2. That first attempt is good. His second attempt is also good. Alleghany gets it into Troop. Troops, they bring it all the way up. Gets it over to Calhoun. Calhoun, long shot, looks like a piece on it. Is rebounded by Splain. And Splain is also fouled. By Calhoun, and that is his first. And since we're into 10 fouls, we will be, Otto-Eldred, or both teams are actually shooting 2. Splain's free throw is good. His second attempt is also good. Otto-Eldred gets it into Rooting. Rooting drives down the floor. Pump fake. Gets a layup. 35-50 is the score. Otto-Eldred gets it in. Francis loses the ball. Rooting, 3-point shot. Banks it off the glass. Makes it 38-50. And I do believe that's 5 fouls on Evans. And Funk comes in with 43 seconds left in the game. Splain goes to the line for 2. His first one is good. And his second one is also good. And Funk is able to draw a foul on Thomas. That means Funk will go to the line for 2. With 36 seconds left. Oh, I'm a little off on the score. It's 38-42, or 52. Funk's first shot is good. Funk's second shot is also good. Makes it 40-52. And Francis gets fouled by Amel. That is his first, which makes Francis go to the line for 2. Francis's first shot is good. His second attempt is also good. Funk gets it into Amel. 32 seconds left. Gets it down to Troop. Troop, 3-point shot. Banks it in. That's 3. Makes it a 11-point game. that foul is against Rooting. That is his fourth, sending Francis back to the line. His first attempt misses. Second attempt is good. Amel brings up the ball. And Amel is called for a carry. With 17.1 seconds left. And Mahalik and Van Scooter comes in for Otto-Eldred. Otto-Eldred tried to go over the top, throws it away, gets it over to Cahoon. Amel's shot misses. Otto-Eldred comes down with the rebound, and looks like they're going to hold on to it for the last few seconds. And that will be the game, with Otto-Eldred winning 55-43. And the Gators go 1-2. Well, folks, we will be back here Tuesday night, I do believe, with another home game for the Gators. But make sure, if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you do know when we go live. Until then, folks, from the Stream Team, I'm Dan Funk. Have a good